out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, Summoners, and we welcome you back to the 2018 LVL Spring Term. My name is Vulcan. With me is Chisto, your shoutcasters, entering the second to the last game of UST versus IAC Academy Game Changers.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this match in particular because we get to see the top team of the LVL, the top dogs in a sense, UST in action facing off against IAC Academy Game Changers. Now, I think for this game, clear favorites UST. I think you would agree, and I think the viewers as well would agree. Pag sinabi ko na UST definitely the favorites for this match, but IAC Academy Game Changers, maybe they can turn the tides for this game. Maybe they can upset UST.
I mean, I think before, Chisto, we were talking about our rankings in terms of teams entering the second term. One of the 7 pioneering schools from our term, we always mentioned TUP was good performance. AMA, Retaliate, now named as Clash Masters, but of all teams, we kept mentioning UST Tigers, the defending champions coming from our summer term.
Yeah, I think safe na consensus nga na gaya na sinabi mo when we were doing our prep for the cast. We all agreed that US definitely the top dogs here now. Ang question, I think, is whether or not IAC can actually take a game off of them today.
I mean, when it comes to that kind of story, Chisto, you gotta hand it to... Okay, you gotta hand it to the fact that when it comes to the top dog story, it's always fun to see how they will go down, because let's face it, when someone's at top, you can't just help but feeling, I wonder how the Kings will be overthrown.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, magsasawa ka makikita sila na lang lagi na nanalo, di ba? Parang, for example, LCK, palagi na lang SKT. And some people, they were
wait, just LCK, you mean the world?
Okay, the world, yeah, in a sense. Pero di ba, palagi lang SKT. Oy, nanalo na naman SKT. Oy, nanalo naman. The moment they fell down, I honestly say some people were pleased. I mean, even some of their fans would say na, okay, finally somebody upset us. But yeah, I think IAC, maybe they can pull off a win here against UST. That's the story.
Well, we're not trying to, compare UST to that tier level, of course. This is the LVL, a semi-pro league in the Philippines. So, in short, that was more of our idea. Like, it's actually not just the satisfying feeling that it's the end of something, but also the start of maybe a new team taking that spotlight in the LVL. That's something that I think all of us are looking forward to. But now, I think once we load up to our drafting phase for our match 7 of UST versus IAC, but next match, don't go away just yet. UST will be playing again against UPT Oblation Esports on our last match for today.
Yan, alam mo, gusto ko yung sinabi mo about the start of something, especially for IAC. They definitely are one of those teams that have a lot to prove in the LVL and haven't really proven themselves. I mean, they've shown moments of brilliance, especially last week where they had this super global comp where they just pile on the global ultimates. They have these moments where kayang-kaya nilang gawin tong mga bagay na can get them leads, but it hasn't necessarily translated into game wins, which is what IAC really needs if they want to prove themselves in this league.
Interesting point you point out the first streak. I think it was entertaining to watch. Was it the Galio comp with the Nocturne and the...
Yeah, it was their match against Bosu where it was Nocturne diving in, Shen ult on the Nocturne, Galio ult as well.
You can't do anything.
Halos wala kang takas.
Wala kang ginagawa dyan. Kasi but at least for Bosu, they were quick to think and adjust towards that strat.
Definitely.
Just burn it. I mean, easy peasy. We can just let you guys burn those ultimates. And after that, you guys have nothing. We'll fight back. So Game Changers, I love how they're going for a straightforward strategy. Something like, we know it's going to happen. We know that it's something to look forward to. But in a way, I'm not sure if I could say this, but it's kind of predictable also. Because when you're going for a Galio comp such as the Nocturne or Shen, sobrang halata kasi like, oh, we see a Nocturne Paranoia. I can expect a Nocturne in my face. I can expect Shen in my face.
Yeah, I agree. May katotohanan dyan sa sinabi mo. Tama nga na it is predictable. It's very straightforward nga. But if they do pull it off, it is very devastating. And I think if IAC are able to pull off a strategy like that against UST, it may catch UST off guard because I think we were informed UST are debuting one new player to Nav in the top lane in place of Cell, and instead of Uomi from the first week, it's Crescio coming back to play the support role. So maybe there are some synergy questions here for UST. Who knows?
That's something that maybe our viewers out there can look forward to as maybe the synergy shakeups. Let's see how they will pan out here into the drafting phase of UST Tigers on the blue side versus iAcademy Game Changers on the red side.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, Vulcan, it is Nav in the top lane for UST making his LVL debut, and Crescio coming back playing the support role. Now, interesting to note here, UST have banned out both Karma and Morgana, two picks that Crescio actually plays quite a lot. And the Kai'Sa as well on blue side. UST are the only team to actually do this ban on the Kai'Sa because some other teams have put such a large priority on this AD carry. Normally, makikita natin siya banned on the red side because they don't have the luxury of first pick, but now Trundle will be the first lock in here for the UST Tigers. More popular in the jungle right now, but still definitely could be flexed towards the top lane.
I mean, Chisto, can you give me some insights why that Mundo and the Swain was banned? I mean, we know that the Mundo was played at least, let's say, one time, right? But in a way, Mundo did get the recent buffs, but we did see the immediate result, a change where you just get the Grievous Wound. It's a done deal.
Yeah, I think the Mundo is more of a respect ban from iAcademy in a sense. Maybe one of their picks gets countered heavily by the Mundo. That's why they decided to deny that pick. The Jace as well might be one of the counters to one of their picks. But yeah, going back to the picks here, we mentioned that the Trundle could be a flex pick. Could still be. Could move to the support role. But with the Fiora being locked in, we're pretty sure what the solo laners for UST are. The same with iAcademy Game Changers. They've locked in the Malphite and the Malzahar. And looking at iAcademy, sobrang laki, sobrang lakas nung engage nila dito.
And I think for iAcademy, they will remove something that can at least hinder that engage. The Alistar and Zaya combo has been removed, but UST answers the same way. You're gonna ban out our double bot, we'll do the same here. And now a hover on the Severe.
Yeah, the Severe is locked in, gonna enable the rest of her team to actually run at iAcademy and able to reset fights and kite back, but this is very interesting.
Split pushing time. It's all about pushing out the waves with the Severe and also the Soraka Plus. We do see a Fiora and on the Nivea. It's all about powering their way through the lane until the turrets.
Oh, are we gonna get to see Blitzcrank? I'll be so happy if iAcademy locks it. I love seeing Blitzcrank in competitive play. You just, merong chill na bababa sa spine mo kapag nakita kang tumama yung hook. Naramdam mo parang, oh, okay, ang malas yan tamaan siya ng hook. But Blitzcrank would be a good... Oh, okay, I'm sad.
Okay,
I got hyped for nothing.
Sorry about that, Chista, but looks like for Game Changers, they will ruin your fun and they'll take away the Brand as their support.
Yeah, so Brand and Jin bot lane, unless, of course, the Malzahar might go bot.
It's been a while since I've seen a Malzahar support.
I'm thinking it's more likely that it will be the Brand. But think about it, there's a lot of damage across both Jin and Brand and a lot of lockdown potential. They could easily chain their stuns, and looking at UST's bot lane, Severe can only spell shield one of these abilities. The Soraka will be the target for both of these champions, and if Oro and Sinigang are able to land their damage, Crescio will just disappear off the map.
Oh yeah, so I think when it comes to iAcademy, they do have the Malphite. I think some teams do struggle making it work, but let's see if Game Changers can change that and see how it will fare with the Fiora in the top lane. And I think the Camille jungle, quite normal there. I mean, it's rising popularity, but all comes down to how they will play this out because a Malphite picked into a Fiora does kind of make sense. He does have a kid that lowers the attack speed, so maybe he'll have an equal trade.
I mean, Fiora versus Malphite in the top lane. Malphite does have windows where he can actually trade versus the Fiora, but later in the game, Fiora, it's just incredibly difficult to 1v1 if you're playing a tank champion because she does shred you with that % health damage. So there's really no way that the Malphite can itemize to prevent the Fiora from killing him late game in a 1v1 situation. But yeah, it looks like iAcademy gamers do have answers to a split pushing Fiora. They have a lot of lockdown, a lot of catch potential on their lineup. So they're going to try and shut down the split pushing of the UST Tigers.
So let us know on the comment section what you guys think about this game. If it's going to be hashtag UST win or hashtag IAC win, let us know because this is going to be a match for Game Changers to test themselves to show us that maybe they have what it takes to challenge the defending champions.
Yeah, that will be quite the challenge, like you mentioned, for iAcademy because UST are the defending champions.
Pizza. So I think this is something that for
Pizza.
UST, yeah, I'm pretty hungry right now. But for the lineup here, I think we will expect a lot of pushing coming from both lanes. So for iAcademy, do they have the means of wave clear? I don't see. Not as strong as UST.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your
Not as
point
strong.
there. I mean, looking at the Anivia, pag nakabuild na siya ng mana items, stack tier, possible Rod of Ages, quite difficult to push against an Anivia and the Sivir as well. We know with those ricochets, you can easily clear waves. But yeah, a bit of trade. Mukhang nag-hello lang si Nav dun kay Swade.
More like just point guard here on the Rift here. So I think it's safe to say that for game changes coming from that game with Bolsu, it was rather a passive game, so without a doubt. I mean, no action happening here because, I mean, they had a Katarina, let it just farm out, and I think it was unfortunate on the other side. They did not have CC. So I wonder, can game changers change the way they play, knowing that they are now facing against the defending champions?
I mean, definitely they can make that adjustment headed into this match. But like you mentioned, the wave clear is going to be in favor of UST.
That's pretty quick though.
Yeah, it is a pretty quick shove in here.
Ooh,
The Brand's already taken a lot of poke from the Soraka and the Sivir. So Sinigang has to be a bit careful. I mean, Brand as a support, I've played this myself. One thing I can tell you, sobrang lakas ng damage mo if you're able to land your abilities. But at the same time, sobrang lambot mo.
And we
Kapag nahuli ka nila, you're just dead.
And we can see actually right now being played here in the bot lane. Look at the trades of happening to the... I mean, you get to deal a lot of damage, yes. But can you sustain your lane? We have a Soraka here, guys. So expect that all the damage that Sinigang is dishing out, I think for UST's bot lane, can cope up with the heat.
Yeah, and the thing with this matchup, Vulcan specifically, in small trades, yung saglit-saglitan lang, UST's bot lane have to sustain because they have the Soraka for the heal. Whereas, hold on, top lane though.
Parang nakita si Hio, si Camille. Okay, that's going to be the Fiora landing the parry just in time so the Hio won't go in. And now will be a trade-off here. First blood, what's going to happen? Hio, okay, he disengages fully, will not commit to the fight. And I think that will be a follow-up from the Malphite. So great counter from the Tele Tigers.
Yeah, Nav was super confident.
Flash out, that's a close call by Oro. You gotta respect the pizza dishing out by Xavier and the Brand. What are you doing? Standing still, a free hit. This could be a time. Flash in here, has been burned. Ricochet for the last hit. There we go. First blood on the tower. Brand, what can he do with a Xavier and a Soraka? Can he land a stun? Can he get a trade here? No, no spice, no dice. This will be 2-0 in trade of UST.
UST's bot lane played that absolutely brilliantly, juggling the tower aggro, knowing the limits of their champions. That was just a great dive and great show of aggression by UST. And look, Kresha still had his barrier up. He was that confident to go for that dive. Just well played there by UST Tele Tigers bot lane, picking up the 2v2 kill.
Understanding the damage that the turret can deal to you is something that you gotta take account to their skill level. Because, I mean, Crusher's like, why should I waste a barrier? I know I'm gonna live. So I think they got more value in that trade in the bot lane.
Oh yeah, and I love that as well. The Soraka flashing aggressively to get first blood. That's something normally you wouldn't see.
Actually, at the last moment, the Ricochet did go towards the Jin at the last moment, but the banana was faster than a boomerang. So I guess great job by Crusher for getting a first blood. Man, that's not the right physics in this game, but leave it to UST to do something about it.
Yeah, but think about this, Vulcan. The skin that Soraka is running, does it count as a banana being thrown?
Okay, it's a digital banana, so
It's a
you know
digital banana.
it's 4G LTE, not the crappy H+ internet you see in your mobile data. It's 4G LTE, so that's why it's faster than the regular internet speed.
Yeah, guys, you heard it here from Vulcan. If you're not 4G LTE, you better upgrade. You better
upgrade your SIM.
Yeah,
You
go
wanna
grab a
save
new
3G.
SIM. Yeah.
That's why this Crusher was able to get that sweet first blood. So now, going to this game here. Now the question is, can they match the damage? Because looks like Hio, I should do something here, but should I? Overstepping here by Espigo, but we don't care about it. We want the Soraka. Remove that here. Remove the sustain. Flash in there by the Camille. Hio gets the kill onto Crescio, while Espigal couldn't do anything.
Yeah, even through the barrier being burned by Crescio, I Academy were able to get that kill, but are they gonna go for more?
I think that's greedy here. Frozen Domain is there. That's going to be a playing field for UST. So, Academy, smart move. They disengage from that domain.
Yeah, and speaking of smart moves, ang ganda nung galaw ni Hio dun in a sense where he was able to sneak up towards the lane. The control ward really paid dividends for I Academy, meaning na hindi sila nakita ng bot lane ng UST. So, Sinigang has to be careful.
You can't really ignore that Sivir. Look at the ridiculous damage. I mean, just from the fact that the brand is squishy, yeah, but the fact that Sinigang is a sitting target is just gonna reward Espigal even more. He does run the fleet footwork, can regenerate his own health even without Crusher being there. So I guess they're gonna make their advances here. They will remove the wards being placed in the brush.
Yeah, that's good there. That ward cost Crusher his life, so smartly enough, they are able to shove out and clear it. Espigal, though, with his mana running low, he'd have to recall quite soon here. See what they're doing. They're pushing out the wave so that Espigal can get a good recall and possibly pick up more items for himself.
And have you ever been to somewhere in the Philippines where you had dead signal? Like, medyo patay yung data mo. So right now, blue side, I think that's going to be Hio being scanned out by UST Tail Tigers. Serious, what an aggressive flash there. Feet chomps him down, gets the kill. Calls and teleport. Sway, do you have ultimate? Yes, he does. Can he engage? No, he can't. Gets blocked. Oh! Yeah, he flashes in. Gets the two-man knockup. Looks at the game changers. Will just pummel them down. Double kill. No sweat.
Yeah, Import picks up his first 2 kills of the game off of a massive engage by Sway. The aggression, he knew that there was no escape from that. There were no flashes to dodge away from the unstoppable force, and true to its name, UST, they were able to stop that. They pick up 2 kills off of that great teleport. Now though,
great shield there, but he did get tethered down. I mean, Espigal, he doesn't care. I mean, you're 2v1, it's okay. I can just focus on the brand. I can still survive. I do have the heal on my hand. My flash is almost on cooldown. So for Tele Tigers, I think Espigal is just baiting out Sinigang.
Yeah, he's baiting out to try and get more mana off of her spell shield, but yeah, I really like the way that I Academy are playing. It looks like unfazed sila, even though they are facing off against the defending champions.
So for UST, I think that was an unfortunate trade, but great thing from the Malphite. Looking at the engagement with the flash, great knockup, setting things up for game changers. This could be the start for them to ramp things up. As for UST, are now facing an even kill score, but the goal is centered around the mid lane. Import low on mana. He does have the blue buff. Okay, he does disengage, gets the stun. Let's look at the items, Gisto. We are seeing a tier on the Anivia. That's pretty normal, but what's this on the Malzahar?
Is this gonna build into Shurelia's Reverie? This might be Shurelia's for
That's
the added.
interesting.
I mean, think about it. Shurelia's gives Malzahar movement speed, which helps him close the gap so that he can click people with his ultimate. So it might be a viable item. It is definitely an odd build. We haven't seen this before. But my prediction right now is this Aether Wisp and Ruby Crystal will turn into that Shurelia's.
And I think for the Shurelia's, it does speed up his, I was gonna say something else, but Space Virus. Will it spread throughout faster though? I mean, the Voidlings can catch up if it's considered as his own unit, but we'll see. Maybe the Malzahar Import wants to, as you said, close in quickly onto his target.
Yeah, it's actually great that you pointed that out because I honestly don't know the interaction.
We'll see when it happens. We'll see when it happens.
I mean, there are a lot of stuff in League that I honestly don't know the interaction. You just have to wait and
That's
see.
the thrill, guys. You just gotta wait out here. I mean, we should see an item. You don't know what's gonna do. You just watch it here in the LVL. Interesting things and good stuff can happen here. But looks like the thing about the bot lane still doesn't change because, I mean, you can't really out-trade a Soraka. You just gotta pinch that HP down so that Crusher will feel a bit, at least will feel danger in his side.
Yeah, and Vulcan, we've been talking about bot lane a lot here. I'd like to take this time to discuss the top lane because di ba nakita natin nag-TP yung Malphite to help with that bot lane play. What that did for the side of UST, since hindi nag-opt si Nav na mag-TP, it allowed him free time in his lane to get a proper reset back. And look at the difference in the top lane. There's a 30 CS advantage over to this Fiora. And looking back, binanggit natin, late game, there's no world where the Malphite can 1v1 the Fiora. It's gonna be incredibly difficult. And looking, even though I Academy were able to pick up 2 kills off of that teleport, it gave the Fiora enough free time in lane. And it might be a scary situation for I Academy if they let this Fiora go towards the late game unanswered.
I mean, we did see the results of what happens when you leave a Fiora unchecked. It's going to be a nightmare, a disaster for, let's say, for game changers in this case. So, yeah, 30 CS lead right now for the Fiora, but 2 assists. Note that I think it really makes top lane difficult, but at least it kind of propelled this Malzahar to get a 2-kill lead against this Anivia. CS-wise in the mid lane, though, kind of evened out. Not much of a difference, but yeah, it's kind of worth noting that this Fiora, they have to keep this check. And I think we did see Hio trying to do something in the top lane. Immediately chickens out because we did see the Trundle immediately just putting the Ice Pillar snap. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah, and at least Suede here is buying the proper items. He's bought a Bramble Vest. Unlike earlier, we saw Amundo buy Spectre Scowl against the Fiora. I mean, you get my point?
Yeah.
You get
Let's
what I
stop
mean?
there because, yeah, it's quite unfortunate that happened. And we were just talking about top lane. Getting that... Oh, yeah! Did you see that deny from the ultimatum? Oh, good lord!
I like the idea by
Juicy.
IAC Academy there, using the Hextech ultimatum first and then either Nav blocks one of our ultimates. But yeah, with the top lane play being seen here by UST, it means that the Dragon will be free for the taking. There's a bit of a pause though. I wonder what the issue is there.
I mean, it's okay that they... I know that Game Changer, yeah, I do agree with you. They were going for the double pile of CC to at least bait out the repots, but know that I think the ultimatum was more of the value there. I mean, you want to trap down the Fiora. She has that unknowing launch, the free mobility, but know that as soon as the parry did connect, I think everyone saw there, it denied the ultimatum. Then what happened? The Fiora flashed out. The Malphite went in with the ultimate, but still lived from all that damage.
Yeah, and one thing to note, the fact that she was able to live through that, I think one thing that helped was Crush's ultimate on the start. The Wish really giving her that extra boost of HP to ensure that she actually lived and gave IAC the signal to just back off because we won't have enough damage or resources to actually dive this Fiora.
I'm a simple man, Chista, because when I see something like that, small things that I know it's all about timing, it's just satisfying to see. I mean, it's not that, let's say, difficult to pull up, but at least it's something that anyone in the... Maybe I think I saw some commotion there, like, oh!
I mean, to be fair, he did only press one key on his keyboard, but the timing was excellent. The timing was very, very good. Sobrang ganda nung ginawa niya doon.
If that person has that much timing, I wonder how he is doing in life. Timing is everything, Chista, and sometimes probably pretty good.
Probably pretty good.
Because life is all about timing, and sometimes, in my case, we time things the wrong way.
So, regarding timing, Vulcan, do you have a wonderful story to accompany this?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the viewers would want to hear.
Should I say it though, Chisa? Because I'm scared that the commissioner might just run on to me on the set.
Brian won't get mad at you.
Okay, so it's all about timing. As I said before, like, not just in the love case, but in my case when I was ordering the next Sunday. Something really bad happened there. But should I still continue on? Because we're on to the game here. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go on.
Because listen here, I actually bought I think it was the mango sundae. Then the lady didn't give me a spoon. So you know what I did? I licked the sundae from the cup all the way up. And the girl was like, Sir, kuchara mo. I'm like, okay. It's like she was apprehending me like, sir, you're stupid. Here's the spoon. That's timing. Sobrang sakto yung timing yung babae na yan that it made me look like an idiot. Kasi unless here's the thing. No, if I waited for the spoon to happen, I wouldn't be in that situation. And like here right now, timing was here as the teleport is coming down in the bot lane as UST will push back Academy. And you saw Import. He's thinking, should I go in? Nah, I shouldn't. This is going to be a losing game. So game changes back up. He has been used and the brand just putting down the fire for the disengage.
Yeah, there was a lot of things burned for that engage. Academy, they tried to use the Malphite teleport to flank behind the Teletigers, but with Suede not having his ultimate, there was no way to actually start a decisive fight there. So the timing was a bit off for that instance.
They took the Sunday too early without waiting for that spoon. That's the thing. And that UST was like, sir, we're gonna go engage you. And they've wasted a lot of resources there.
Hebong, balikan natin yung kwento mo.
I'm Vulcan in this stage.
Okay, Vulcan, balikan natin yung kwento mo. Binigyan ka ng ice cream na hindi naka-cone.
No, yung Sunday dun sa cup.
Oo nga, hindi nga naka-cone. Tapos nag-decide ka na hindi mo kailangan ng kutsara, so diniretso mo na lang.
Yeah, actually. That's what happened. So, I kind of look like an idiot there. So, at this case for UST, if they were the ones in the right position at that time, because as that teleport was panning in through, that just was enough for Game Changers to back off. So, timing is everything, just like what happened in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would have waited for the Malphite ultimate to come back off of cooldown, but hold on.
Give it to me here as Sears will take down Sinigang, constantly for Aura, and I think that Ice Pillar was more than enough for that incredible slow zone. So that would be an easy pickup, but what's this? Can they do something here?
Wall?
Anivia wall. Where is it? He was going for this mini slow. Maybe was going for the wall. But what's happening here as the Anivia may just be pincered in the jungle. Backs away. I sense danger. I'm not going to stay there. And the bot lane, though, looks like the Malphite was low on health. I did hear the Mikasa and Ulta. Yes, ultimate has been used in the bot lane. And as for Spiegel, will get his Sunday after a short break.
Yeah, that might be tricky. I believe it is technical difficulty, so quite unfortunate on UST's part as they currently have the lead and they have momentum. And pauses like this, honestly, if you're thinking from a player's perspective, it can break your flow in a sense where, okay, we're gonna rotate here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but if the game suddenly stops, it's paused, it kind of breaks what you've been trying to do because you're so focused into trying to play the game 100%, and then this just sort of throws you off.
Yeah, for Spiegel though, I mean, you gotta hand it to him. He did play the bot lane pretty well, but know that the smallest missteps, especially the Soraka, did overstep. I mean, over-aggression will pay the price. Soraka's not tanking, so for Game Changers, they're actually capitalizing on that. So great point out there from I Academy, but also the fact that the Malzahar, again, now you can see they're focusing onto the bot lane right after the fact that, wait, something is up in the bot lane. They're doing a pretty good job here, so let's try and intervene. That's why we saw those teleports. That's why we saw the Malphite going in with the Malphite TP.
Yeah, but the timing was a bit off. I mean, personally, I would have waited for the Malphite ultimate to be available before I went for that TP because Malphite is so much more valuable as a champion if you flank around with your ultimate. Unlike when you just flank around and all you could do is Q slam the ground and then basically nothing happens because you can't lock down anyone. So the timing, like you mentioned, very important. I Academy's timing there was quite off.
And I think that's something that we did see on the Riverside import, as you guys saw, was going back and forth, thinking that should I go in? Maybe, as Shishino said, if there was the ultimate ready, that would have been a spicy fight because Game Changers could have capitalized so much from the team fight. So I think we have to just wait things out here as we are in the in-game pause. We do apologize for that, but note that we are working our best to fix the issues. So once again, guys, this is the 2018 LVL Spring Term. This is Chisto, I'm Vulcan, so this is our Game 7. And I think for UST Teletigers, doing a pretty good job, but for Game Changers, quite a contender in this Game 7.
Yeah, I definitely think that I Academy here have a really good chance of taking a game away from UST. Currently, they are behind, but they do have tools to try and get the game in their control. Because one thing that's really good if you're playing from the behind is to have engage on your team because it gives you a chance to start fights, and that's really how you can get back into the game. For example, if somebody from UST oversteps, possibly Soraka, and then he overextends, I Academy can easily capitalize on that with the superior engage on their lineup.
Without a doubt, because we know that there's the Malzahar, but rather the Malzahar, maybe if he gets a Shirelia, but I was gonna say Malphite with the Unstoppable Force. The value is just incredible. Maybe the double CC lockdown, you can expect maybe a knock-on flash in from the Malzahar's gaze. You could say that would be an instant delete of one of the high priority targets, but note that Sivir has the spell shield, so maybe he can go for the QSS rush, but not needed just yet, not needed right now. I'm not saying he's gonna go for it, but at least has that safety of the spell shield.
Yeah, but looking back at how that game progressed after that bot lane play, we mentioned overstepping, right? The brand Sinigang overstepping, just a trundle pillar is enough to actually lock down this brand. I mean,
no mobility.
Yeah, and I think brand's value as a support is really purely for the laning phase where you can deal enough damage to crush the opponent's bot lane. But now that the map has been unlocked, the brand is actually sitting in a very dangerous spot because very immobile support. It's very dangerous for him to face check and ward as we seem to be heading back into the game.
And now it looks like we solved the things on our end and we're back here. So A short recap of what happened with the chain of events. I think, Chisto, you were talking about the brand being powerful in the lane phase. Yes, I do agree because I think when you point that out, that makes me question then of the draft from Game Changer, because when you're going for Severe and Soraka, normally won't that be a quick laning phase? I mean, just for how instantly Brand is forced to move to the top lane. We did see what happened there. Ice Pillar, done deal.
I think it's more of a question of whether or not the Brand can actually poke the enemy bot lane. Let's think about this. If Sinigang was able to land a few more hits onto UST's bot lane, that would mean that they would have the lane priority advantage. But given that the tower did fall down, now it's very dangerous for them. But we talked about this earlier, Vulcan. Look at Import's inventory on this Malzahar. He's picked up the Shurelius Reverie, adding more movement speed. It doesn't give him as much value in terms of damage, but it does give his team more value in terms of engage.
Oh, did you see the wall from that Anivia? My god, that's perfect. Look at that. He couldn't even move. It was a sitting duck. Here comes the Curricle, a bit too in the face. That's going to be Hio getting picked off that wall. Oh my god. And there's the gaze there. Oh, great cancel from the wall again. Great news. Note that it's a mini CC. It is still a hard CC.
Sarah is getting so much value from using these Anivia walls first to catch out the very immobile Brand. Now we're going to see a fight top lane.
Okay, what a lockdown from now. You did see that he slammed the ground, so attack speed is a bit reduced. He gets the shield. Okay, instead instantly gets cleaned up by Oro. I mean, 4 bullet strike always gets me every time. And now, I think when it comes to what happened here, I mean, we see the Shurelya right now without a doubt, but let's take time and just see, admire what happened on the blue side. Yeah, blue side of the map where Sarah was able to trap
that was a great
That was
wall.
good, that was good.
That was a great one. Inipit niya yung Brand.
Man,
Inipit
that
niya
was one pang siyang flash.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. Brand's strength comes in the laning phase where he can possibly bully other supports and poke AD carries, where if you don't have that much sustain, you really get bullied by this pick. But once you get out of the laning phase, it's very dangerous because it's going to be the support's job to try and ward over these bushes. But with an Anivia, with the Sivir, they can easily catch out an immobile champion such as the Brand and pick up kills just as easily as we saw earlier.
Like I said, Chisto, with the small plays, I get hyped for it just because the fact that when it's being played down, it's not because simplicity is the best thing you can expect from a clean play. I mean, small movements, big results. That's resource versus impact right there, and that's UST using their resources with the Anivia. Small walls, but great impact in the game.
Yeah, very, very efficient use of their abilities. And I like na na-enjoy mo yung maliliit na bagay, Vulcan. And I think that's something that many people don't really tend to appreciate. I mean, you'd agree with me, right?
Yeah.
Some people, they don't enjoy the little things, and that's why they aren't as happy in life. I mean, tignan mo, pag nakikita kita palagi ka nakangiti kasi yung mga maliit na bagay palagi ka nag-enjoy.
Now that sounds a bit, makes me feel like a little kid, but okay.
Aren't you one?
I am in when it comes to a game just a bit. Maybe I should go back to some place here. But now when it comes to the simple things, but I just love to see the simple actions.
Yeah.
But when it equates to and echoes throughout the game as a great result or great impact, I think we can actually appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah, I think that makes me want to play Anivia, honestly. I mean,
You
I don't want to try
can't
that.
pull it off.
I
You
probably
can't.
won't. I probably won't, but
can't.
I can damn well try.
You don't have the team. You solo queue all the time. You've been demoted all the time. I'm just decaying, slowly dying inside.
No, why are we discussing our solo queue ranks?
Because we're having a technical pause. so we do apologize for that. Again, summoners, we are experiencing some crunch time on our side where we are still fixing things up. So let's just take a time to just relax and just wait as the game will progress again.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned this earlier. Happy Mother's Day as well to all
Oh,
the
yeah.
moms out there. Thank you to all our moms for letting us play League of Legends, letting us go out, giving us money to go to computer shops and play this great game. Diba? It's not for them. It's not for them. Come on.
Yeah, actually, if not for them,
not for
maybe
them.
I wouldn't be here. So happy Mother's
Quite
Day to
literally, we wouldn't
Quite
be
literally.
here if not for them.
So happy Mother's Day to all the summoners out there, and a great shout out to all the mothers there. So great way to celebrate your Sunday by watching the LVL. Quick insertion there. So do share the stream if you guys feel like you want to share the stream. Share it with your friends who do appreciate the game with you, and also appreciate one of the ways you can actually show your skill and represent your school at the same time. See that 2 birds with 1 stone? You want to make most of it. Just like what Sarah did with his wall.
Yeah, and it looks like we are going back into the game once more. Hopefully, hindi na to mag-pause.
I like pauses. Makes me wait, and being in suspense makes me stop and look at the cloud top sky.
And nakakapagkwento ka.
A bit. Just a bit.
I honestly can't see the clouds from the studio though.
I can always walk out right now. Maybe one minute to take off the headset and just walk out there. But now moving on to the game.
You can try.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to lose my job.
I mean, si Brian lang naman yung magagalit sa'yo eh.
So now back to the game, guys. We do apologize for the difficulty again as we ramp up back to this game. Kill score is UST Teletigers 6 and for Academy Game Changers 4. You can see on the screens right now, gold lead is in favor of UST with 5,000. We are now approaching the 18-minute mark as that's going to be engaged from here with the ultimatum locking down Sarah. The Anivia is trying to go in and out. He does dodge the tactical sweep and he kills up Hio.
Man, that was a great turnaround by the UST Teletigers, and once again, the timing was off.
And then forces out the flash from the brand. If you did pay attention to Sarah, did you see ultimatum is there? He dodged the Q, the tactical sweep. He survived, gets the heal. And that is something that can be ended here with the current call.
Oh my
as
God.
Sarah can use some footworks. He does not get hit by the bullet. A bit of an attention split here as the game changers were going on to what? Threshold, the healer.
Oh, I love the reaction time there by UST support, flashing out of the unstoppable force. Yes, it was quite predictable, but man, still, great show of mechanics right there by Crescio UST with a perfect disengage, not letting iAcademy any entry back into this game.
But now we do see that when it comes to Sarah, he did sidestep throughout the Hexet Ultimatum. The tactical sweep was there. That small dodge, and I think for game changers, they were going for a pickup. That current call was well placed in my opinion, but the fact that the Malphite actually diverted the attention towards the Fiora is something that caught me actually off guard. I mean, what's going for rather the Soraka, not the Fiora.
Yeah, but looking back, when the initial fight happened with Hio jumping over the wall, the community lockdown Sarah, the Malphite ultimate was still on cooldown. Once again, the timings were off for iAcademy because tignan mo yung positioning ng UST doon. They were all clumped up, right? If Malphite ult was available, I think iAcademy could have crushed that fight, but with the Unstoppable Force being on cooldown, the fight went the other way.
You can view it both ways actually, Shisto. I mean, you can view it as game changers having the bad timing, or you can view it as UST having the good timing, playing around the cooldowns perhaps. Maybe they're keeping track of the cooldowns of the Malphite.
I think both of them really factor in. I mean, the great play as well, the cooldown timing as well. But yeah, like you mentioned, you can look at it both ways, but personally, in the end, it favors UST in the game itself because they were the ones that came out on top and they have the advantage.
Did you see that play there? Timing is everything as UST is playing around the cooldowns. Smart move. Looks like this Malphite. We did see the Sapphire Crystal. Could be a Glacial Shroud. Build to a Frozen Heart. Get the 20% CTs to always have the ultimate up as soon as he can. But that's kind of the loophole I think that UST can work with. Like, we play around the timings of the cooldowns as it's on cooldown. You see how when UST is on the attack. So maybe once we get back to the games, you can actually observe maybe the cooldowns there and see how UST is playing. Because maybe the fact that they are actually keeping track of the cooldowns.
Yeah, and one thing of value that I'd like to take note is the Malzahar pick from iAcademy. Import in the mid lane. Malzahar shines really in the early game when there aren't that many QSSs built up, not many cancels for his ultimate, and unless you're able to pick up that many kills on the Malzahar and get pickoffs for your team, his value really goes down towards the later stages of the game.
It's like a cryptocurrency for this Malphite because it goes up and down, up and down. So that's something that I think UST is following the trend, keeping a sharp eye on the timer there. So great job by UST side, but for game changers, it's still going to be on their side. We know that there's a Shurelius on the Malzahar, so that's kind of tricky because we know the Malzahar has the passive with the reducing the CC, also the shield, also the damage, neglect. You can actually point out maybe the Malzahar can do something here, or maybe the Malphite will be forced to play around his cooldown.
And alam mo, Academy, alam ko tinitignan nila dito is naghahanap sila nung paraan na makahanap ng engagement. They need to find an initiation onto UST to stop the bleeding. Because right now, UST, they're moving the Sivir around the map, shoving in each lane, taking down towers. Ngayon, alam na nga Academy na ang sagot lang dito is they need to find the fight, but they need to get the timings together. They need the stars to align for them if they want to find that initiation, because alam nila na yun yung kailangan eh. They're working towards it. It's just they haven't been as coordinated as they would have hoped for.
So if you notice how when the mid lane clash was happening, Gisto, I think we did see the camera panning towards the top side. What was the Severe doing? Pushing out the top lane. So I think when you're talking about a team with an incredible engage, you can also point out that the way to just cripple that power is to split them up.
Yeah, I mean, Spiegel on Severe has been split pushing quite a lot. I mean, honestly, with Spiegel having his technical issues, maybe this is the game telling him, oh, group with your team. Who knows though?
Maybe the stars haven't aligned for them. So I think when it comes to game changers, they do have what it takes to just go back into this game.
Yeah.
Think about how we can behave around the map, because if they just keep letting UST control the lanes, I mean, if they're just on the respawn side, I think they're losing out, because if the fact that they're forced to respawn to a split push at top, then by the Severe, expect maybe and the Fiora in the bot lane, the opposite side, to do the same thing. So they're just running around like a wild goose chase.
Yeah, and talking about the game at itself, you mentioned a wild goose chase like this. Pauses like this could actually help Academy because it helps them reset. I mean, they were behind, right? Maybe you're getting a bit flustered because you are behind. You get to take a breather, hinga ka malalim, and then once you go back into the game, you're gonna be a bit better mentally, and that maybe you can play a bit better. So I think this pause, in a sense, kind of helps Academy.
I wish I had an in-game pause button when I'm taking tests on my school. That'd be nice to go for a cheat sheet, because if you're playing on a game and you have a short pause, that's actually a relief. I mean, you get to unwind, you get to think, what can I do right now?
Pinutin mo lang ganun.
Pinutin mo na.
Yeah, unfortunately, life isn't like a video game. You can't just
But you
press...
can play it like a video game.
No, let me finish my wise words here.
Okay,
you can't just press a button and expect something to happen in life. You need to work for things.
How about a nuclear launch button? There
Okay,
you
okay.
go.
You press the nuke. Does it land instantly?
Yeah,
It doesn't.
it does.
There's a flight
It's
path. You
fast.
need to wait at least a
But
few
your point is that you cannot change things with a button. I could just change things with a button, a timer, a bomb, or something like that. Or maybe on my...
Why are we talking about nukes?
Let's stop there. But you did say that changes cannot happen with the press of a button, but at least we know that there are ways to make it happen.
No, of all the examples, Vulcan.
Yeah, okay, that was my bad.
No.
So
Of all
sorry.
the examples.
Sorry.
Brian's gonna kill you.
Oh, choice of words. We're on live here. As we are still in our end-game pause with technical issues here. Once again, my name is Vulcan. With me is Chisto. Game 7 is playing right now with, again, for UST Teletigers, the defending champions, facing against High Academy Game Changers. So, I think when it comes to pauses like this makes it our third pause, right?
Third pause in this game.
In this
Earlier, we've had the same sort of issues, but they weren't as frequent as this game specifically.
But one thing that I like to point out with the pauses is that at least the players are still sharp when they come back to the game. That's something that I think that I will never have.
I do hope that kahit tayo, sharp pa rin tayo pagdating ng game.
Nah, like, I think I remember one time that you were playing your rankings tapos puro talo, and then when you went at the game, parang sobrang lungkot ka.
No, I mean, everybody wants to win.
And no one wants to lose also, because that's the thing about League of Legends and about the league itself in the LVL. I would never get used to seeing the losing team once they're on the final stage, because both of them, they made it this far.
Oh yeah, I remember the disappointment in your face. Like, you were split between looking super happy for UST and at the same time you looked at TUP during that finals and then you're like super sad, like, oh my god, why do they look like that? Why are they so sad? That's my impression of you, by the way.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's really a bad impression. That's not me. More like to me, like, man, I would never get used to it. I mean, I've seen it in LVL, I've seen it in the LCL.
Pero kuha mo yung idea, diba?
Of course I get the idea. But it's something that I think that viewers out there sometimes have to take account for, because when you're making the first run out, it's still an achievement on itself, but we always look for the best here in the LVL.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for the best, and we're looking to get back into the game actually. So hopefully ma-resolve na to. I mean, the prod team is working quickly to resolve this issue. It is just a technical issue on one of the PCs. Hopefully mabalik na to before the game has to be drastically remade if something really weird happens.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, because in the rulebook itself, it's going to be a huge decision decided by the LVL committee. But hopefully the game will resume without any trouble. I think one case here is that the potential timer can expire, and that could be up to the decision of our head there. So we do apologize again for this pause. I think this is a great game to watch because we're seeing game changers standing with their ground against UST Tigers. From their approach in the mid to the bot, we're seeing responses them all throughout. So I think I'd be pretty much sad if it turns out like that, because I want to see how game changers can try and compete and challenge the title against UST.
Yeah, especially since they've been holding their own. I mean, honestly, even though they are behind, at least they aren't just backing down. They're trying to fight against UST here. They're not afraid to take the challenge.
And it reminds me of the LCL. Challenge what you know. Back in the days here, 2017.
Do you miss those days? Do you miss challenge what you know? I personally miss Light the Skies.
Because that was LVL.
But that was LVL.
I was here since 2017, so I kind of miss the LVL because you get to experience, here's a bit of a story. You get to experience a lot of conferences like the Mindanao, the West, North. Like you see that particular conferences, they have their own specialty. Something of my favorite conference is actually the Mindanao conference way back then in the LCL, where I always expect maybe meta picks to happen like happening here in Luzon area. But when it comes to Mindanao, they have their own world, they have their own picks. But funny thing is, it works. So that's entertaining to watch.
It's sort of just their thing. Maybe it just works in Mindanao, but pagdating mo sa Luzon, maybe the Luzon people can't actually pull it off. So that might be the case there. But yeah, looks like they have their own flavor.
So I think when it comes to pauses like this, we do again apologize. So hopefully it doesn't happen to that. No, the incident where if the game pause does expire, that's gonna be a drastic.
Especially if you're UST, if the game gets remade and you were super far ahead, it allows iAcademy to reassess what went wrong for that game and reset for a next one.
Or if actually UST is ahead so much in this game, which actually isn't. I mean,
yeah, they're only like 5-6k gold ahead. The kills not that big. Towers, I forgot what the tower lead was, but I think it's safe to say UST definitely ahead in this game.
Actually, by a small margin. I think the last time I mentioned it was a 5,000 gold lead. It has to be higher than that. Maybe
5,000 is definitely manageable. Kayang-kayang ibalik yan in favor of iAcademy.
So I think you're pretty much waiting things out here, because when it comes to pauses like this, it's something that's out of our control. So I think I was talking about dun sa dead spot ng signal ko, dun sa blue side.
Yes!
Right before the Camille actually engaged onto the Soraka. So, you know me, I go to Bacoor a lot for some business reasons.
No, it's not business reasons.
Personal reasons.
No.
I mean, I'm there to see someone. So when I go to...
I think it's safe to say to the viewers, Vulcan, I think...
yeah, obviously, man. So there we go.
No, bakit nahihiya ka pa?
Yeah, that's it. So I went to Bacoor. Because I never believed in dead spots. I thought it was a myth. I thought it was a myth. Like, dead spots? Nah.
Akala mo kahit saan may data ka?
Oo.
Hindi ka pa ba nakaakyat ng bundok dito?
No.
Try mo
I've never been to a mountain, so...
You should go hiking sometime. It's great exercise.
I always skip leg day. I always find a reason to skip it, so...
Alright, so, nasa Bacoor ka.
Okay.
May mimit kang tao.
Okay.
Nagpa-load ka na.
Of course.
Asan yung part na hindi ka makakonect sa data mo?
Because every time I pop my signal, it's always at that annoying... What's the lower than H? Is it E? Yeah, it's E. Yeah, it's E. I always... I'm so used to having 4G because I only live in the city, so it's quite of a... Actually, a game changer for me to see.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. To see that, oh my God, it's actually real. It's not a myth.
Yeah. Wait, so, ano nangyari dun sa trip mo sa Bacoor, di ba?
To be continued.
But to be continued. Bakit mo sila binibitin? Magkikwento ka tungkol sa personal trips mo tapos hindi mo tatapusin. Kahit ako binibitin mo eh.
You better get used to that. So I think I hope that the game will progress now. So can you guys save me by the bell here? So, let me stall. Now it will be me stalling for this.
I think yung tinatry tanongin ni Volcan dito is he's asking the prod for updates regarding this pause because
I hope that the game now I'm the one. So okay, here we go. On back to the game of UST Tigers on the blue side versus IAC Academy Game Changers on the red side. Rift Herald has been spawned in the bot lane. On the map here, we don't see approaches in the Baron pit just yet because it will spawn in 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Okay,
safe.
It took us some time. Pero finally nakabalik na tayo sa game. Everything has come back here.
Great.
UST still ahead. Actually, speaking of the towers, wala pang nabasag the tower. Itong I Academy Game Changers. So that's one thing that they're gonna want to change in the near future.
I never get tired of that Game Changers change. It's actually a good name, so please don't be a pause. So as we did see again here, when it comes to going back to this game, I think we had a digest. We can digest it right now to see what's happening because, I mean, third score, as you said, is in favor actually of UST with a 4-0.
Yeah, and not just the turret scores really. Look at the CS across all of the roles here. Only Import is actually even in his matchup. Tignan mo yung lead sa top lane, 40 CS. Si Spiegel, ang laki na naman yung lead sa CS. Pero, I want to act and ignore that we just went back to caster cam. Pero
every time I hear that music, actually the music gave me a heart attack. Like when I saw the camera.
Nagpapalik na ba tayo sa camera?
Oh God. Speaking
Okay,
of
guys.
which, of me getting scared, I do have another story where, do you know Gonjiam? Konjiam.
That's
The Haunted Asylum. I
Korean
watched
movie.
that
And?
with the person. And I can't.
That
wait,
was
stop there. So let me continue. I was actually screaming like a little girl. Like, yeah! Like just super high-pitched voice. And everyone in cinema was looking at me. And after the movie ended,
Oh, you watched it in the cinema?
yeah, sobrang dilim. So I was like creeping out. There were scenes like it made me sweat. When the movie was done and the lights were on, everyone stood up and just looked at me. Like, I'm the villain here. Now we're back to the game.
Alam mo, para sa akin, ang villain talaga yung yung paulit-ulit tayo pinopost dito.
So I think, yeah, that's the first time I actually screamed in a cinema like a high-pitched little boy. Like, I was really scared with that movie.
Are they that good?
It's really good. I do recommend it, watching it, if you guys are into horrors. I mean, it was out for a short while, but I do know that there are copies out there, online. I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. I'm not promoting.
I know what
piracy.
direction you were trying to go there, and then you immediately stopped yourself.
And that's a horror factor here because that's going to be a lockdown again out to Sarah. Can he have the same success with dodging it? Yes, he does. Heal and the shield from the staff will make him survive the onslaught from the Malphite and the Camille. And now for UST Tigers, pushing them back. Look at Senegal. No one else doing the damage with Import assisting. In the end, they cannot finish up that fight.
Yeah, look at that. I Academy Game Changers. What?
What a snipe to a speaker, but a flash in by Oro to get that double.
How did Oro solo kill Espiegel? Espiegel not burning his summoners at all, but looking at that, I Academy Game Changers tried to make a play onto Sarah, but this Anivia is super duper fed. He just stands in his own ultimate and Hio not tanky enough to survive for the duration. They don't even pop the passive from Sarah, but I don't think Hio wants to actually challenge this Anivia. Hindi matatakot si Sarah na umabante dito because he's just that far ahead.
He's still staying in the top lane. So at this point, I think we did say this before, Chista, but Tigers splitting up the members 2v1. Why not? The wall and the E. What a hit coming from Sarah. Rice pillar there.
Oh,
He's not going anywhere. Look, he just gave up right there. He's like, just take me already. As that's going to be 2 members down for the count. And another wall. Sarah, you got to teach me how to do that wall. As we did see, one of the ultimates that we kept talking about that would be the engage used as an escape.
Oh, I feel bad, man. Whenever you see Unstoppable Force use an escape, that is the least viable way to use that thing as UST. Having a bit of fun here, moving on to the Baron. Sarah just gonna stand over this wall. All he needs is to cast his ult, just zone everyone out, make sure this Baron definitely going over to the UST Tigers. No response at all.
We're seeing some movements though. There's a ward placed, but it was too late. Import. What are you gonna do? Can he take down? Okay. I mean, when you have a Soraka and a Redemption, is it too much to ask for Import to try and take one? It's so hard for them to even get pickup members, because at this point, USD is just mowing it down. They have the Baron buff, so they get extra boost in stats, plus a double kill again to a Spiegel, 4-1-5 in this game.
Yeah, Spiegel flashing aggressively to pick up that kill, and with the Baron buff, with the Malzahar and Brand down, there is very difficult way to defend this, but I don't think IAC Academy can pull that off. They're gonna try and make a play onto Sarah. He does not have his passive.
I mean, the fact that for Sirius playing the Trundle with the Pressy attack and the Ziggs Convergence is pretty much disgusting, because once he pops the ultimate on the Subjugate, reduce resistances, plus extra damage from Pressy attack, plus a slow with the Subjugate, or that just makes...
Susugurin lang niya sila.
Yeah, it's such an easy way to just pick members up. Like right now, Thresho, did you need to use that? You have 4G, it will travel in time, but he's not relying there. The Sarah will just take a revenge kill, because Thresho is just going for a KS.
Thresho, kill securing on supports. That's how you play Soraka.
Oh god, can Sarah again with this wall, man. This is going to be the last stand for Game Changers. Crunch time! And it's going to be Game Changers backing up from UST's approach, because the Teletigers again dominating this match.
Sarah is so good at placing these Anivia walls, and just like that, he's blocking Crash off though. Oh no! Cresho!
That's barrier, he won't be doing that. Oh! Yinamada's chest, so I think this will be one of the wraps up here. Let's go out with a bang. Maybe a last clash to just show some works. No, UST, okay, you guys will end it here. We'll take that. Teletigers will now secure their another point.
Yeah, just under 24 minutes on the clock. UST Teletigers take the game from IAC Academy Game Changers, showing how dominant they can be once they do get a lead. Sarah, amazing individuals. You were in awe, Vulcan. I think you were just so happy to see those walls.
And if you notice how I've been play-by-playing, I just focus on to Sarah because I know his walls are the ones that will set things up. Was I wrong? No, because I made a right call, but just focusing onto Anivia. And I think our viewers, I hope you guys were watching those walls. I mean, let's say for Game Changers, they have great engage, but when they do, can they get out with those walls? I don't think so.
I mean, they have great engage, but it's just the placement of the wall. I mean, we complimented so much, but they were just super good, and the follow-up as well from the rest of UST was absolutely great. I mean, whenever they saw blood, I mean, they wouldn't hesitate to flash in. Cresho picking up kills on the Soraka, flashing aggressively. Spiegel as well. No fear on the Saver because alam niyang walang threat sa kanya eh. He knows he can flash aggressively on Saver because nobody on IAC Academy can basically touch him and take him down. So the aggression from UST, they knew they were ahead. They were playing like they were ahead. They closed out the game while massively ahead.
Can we also say they were playing like the defending champions too?
Safe to say that.
It's safe to say that. So I think this concludes our Game 7 of UST Teletigers versus IAC Academy Game Changers. The winner would be UST Teletigers, taking away another point in the second week of the LVL. We don't go away just yet. UST will play another game in our next match coming from a short break. UST Teletigers versus UPD Oblation Esports. My name is Vulcan. Thank you so much. And with me was Chisto. See you there. Again. Yes, he does! Heal! And the shield from the staff will make him survive the onslaught from the Malphite and the Camille. And now for UST Teletigers, pushing them back. Look at Sinigang. No one else doing the damage with Import assisting. In the end, they cannot finish up that
That's
fight.
how you play Soraka.
Oh god, can Sarah again with this wall, man. This is going to be the last stand for Game Changers. Crunch time! And it's going to be Game Changers backing up from UST's approach because the Teletigers again dominating this match.
Sarah is so good at placing these Anivia walls, and just like that, he's blocking Crash off though. Oh no! Cresho!
That's barrier, he won't be doing that. Oh! Yinamada's chest, so I think this will be one of the wraps up here. Let's go out with a bang. Maybe a last clash to just show some works. No, UST, okay, you guys will end it here. We'll take that. Teletigers will now secure their another point.
Baby, your touch It's more than enough to make me lose my mind. Got me so distracted, thinking of you, honey, all the time. And I need to feel your skin on mine. We are just